All right, let's work out number 4 on your worksheet packet from today. If we see here in red, -1, -4 is going to be our intersection point of this circle and this line. So let's figure out how we got the answer of -1, -4. Our goal is to start the problem with either solving this linear equation for x or y and plugging it into the circle equation. I'm going to choose to solve this equation, this linear equation, for y. So in doing so, I have x minus y equals 3. I'm going to subtract x, and when I do so, I'm going to have, that's a negative sign with the y, so I'll get -y equals -x plus 3. What I want to do is divide everything by -1, and I get y equals x minus 3. So up in my circle equation, which is the top equation here, I need to find every spot that has a y and plug in x minus 3 for that y. So I have x squared plus, I have a y squared there, so for that y, I'm going to plug in x minus 3 plus 11x minus, I have a y, so I'm going to plug in x minus 3 minus 10 equals 0. Now I just need to get to a point where I can solve for x. I have x squared plus, the x minus 3 squared means I have two parentheses there of x minus 3 and x minus 3 plus 11x. This minus sign needs to be distributed, so I'm going to get minus x plus 3 minus 10 equals 0. My next step here will be to distribute out my parentheses here of x minus 3. So here I'll get x times x, which is x squared, x times -3, which is -3x, -3 times x is -3x, and -3 times -3 is +9, plus 11x minus x plus 3 minus 10 equals 0. Now I need to combine my like terms to simplify. First, I'm going to combine my x squares together, and I'm going to get 2x squared. Combining my just x's, I have -3x and -3x, which will give me -6x. I have my 11x, and I have a minus x. So if we want to go ahead and combine those together, we would get 10x there. So now my x's, -6x and 10x, will give me a +4x. Combining all my constant numbers, I have 9, 3, and -10. Combining those together will give me a +2 equals 0. I'm just going to rewrite all this in one color so it's possibly easier to look at and solve. Can I simplify my problem? Is there a number that I can divide all my terms by? And that would be 2. So when I simplify here, 2x squared divided by 2 is just going to leave me with x squared. 4x divided by 2 is 2x. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 0 divided by 2 is just 0. Now from here, I want to see, can I factor? When I factor this down, I look at my factors of my constant here, which is 1. So 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And that's what I need it to do, is I need my factors to add to that middle term of 2. So factoring this out, I'm going to have x plus 1 equals 0. To solve for x, I need to set each one of my parentheses equal to 0 and solve for x. So I'll get x equals -1 and x equals -1. Because both of these are the exact same number, it tells me I'm only going to get one intersection point. So for my intersection, I know my x value is -1. I need to find that y value. Now up above, we solved that linear equation for y, which was y equals x minus 3. So what I want to do here is plug in my x value that I just found, which is -1, and solve for y. So y will equal -4. So this linear line and this circle will intersect at one point, and that point will be -1, -4.